Okay, what I want to do is I want to make sure that we take the theme that I purchased for the website and make it Business Catalyst compatible. It's really not that difficult, as I'm sure you've learned, but it has to be done. Currently the website does not have is not using themes, and once you create the themes, we'll then move toward that. But that's the second or third step. But the first step is to create the theme, and I created a couple of tasks here for you. The first one is to create the theme from the originals, and I attached the zip file for you, so you just uncompress it. And basically, this is what it looks like. Alright, this is the original one. And you'll see that there's lots of different home pages and hosting pages and whatever else. Now, we're not using it exactly the same way, but the one thing that I want to do is I want to keep these sections separate. So if you were to look at the code, you would notice that this section here in brown, or excuse me, in the gray background, dark gray background, this is one section of code. This is another section of code. This is another section of code. Okay. And this menu here is a section, and then you hit the plus sign. This is a section. This is a section. Each one of these is different. Okay. And the reason for it is because if I have the sections listed, I can easily find them and then insert them into a different page that we create instead of having to dig it out and then stick it back in again. So each one of these pages actually has unique parts to it. Okay, see how this has got a table. This has got a flash thing. I think it's flash. It's counter. Okay. Cloud VPS has got this is on the front page, but it's got this piece to it here. Different menu. Alright. You get the point. Okay, the about page, it's got an about page. So each one of these has a separate piece. So if I were to look at the quickly look at the code, you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so here we go. So here's the team section. It's already done. I mean, all you're going to do is take the section in between the comments. You're going to copy it and paste it in a page. That's it. Nothing more. It's just totally by itself. And it's a BC page. Not you can obviously paste it in a text document. It's in and then rename it to HTML. That's fine too. But at the end of the day, that's all I'm looking for. So the icons is a section. So if we look at the original, here are the icons. Alright. Here's about who we are. Oops. Right here. Description. So what I want you to do is I want you to name these pieces. And then it'd be kind of cool if we had like a running page. So, no, actually I got a better idea. I just thought about it. Stick all these sections on the same page. And then the only difference is that in between the sections, if we had like a description somehow. So in here you see this is obviously broken apart pretty easy, right? But this is it's easy to read here, but it's not unnecessarily. This is called icons, alright? I don't know that this is called icons. So it would be kind of neat if you could take, if you were to take like a div, I can't edit this, but if you were to put like a div in between here, div open and div close, and then give it an H1 tag or H2 and say down arrow. Is it even possible to do down arrows? Is there a key for that? Oh, just say below is the icon section or something like that, so that I know about icons section, and then that way it's clear what to look for when we look at the code. So in between here you would just say div open div, and then H1 or H2 or H3, whatever you think is necessary. Below is the, and then take this code, take this text, that would be next, the about icons, and then section, close H1 H2 tag, close div, okay? And then you do that for each one of these pieces. And what we'll do is we'll take all of them and put them together on one large page. Okay, so all the cool stuff, so this order slider, this stuff, now you just have to watch out for duplicates, right? Because pages have the same things. But that way it'll be easy to find things on one page, and then that page we'll put in here, and I'll show you. Let's open a new tab. Let's see. Okay, so in theme files, here we go. IOBB. Alright, so these are the original ones. Okay, all we need to do is say create another file inside of here and call it theme sections. That's it. And then it'll just be one large file. Then all anyone has to do is they open the page up and go to the HTML and grab what they need. Although we need to do this though. Now I saw this JavaScript in the bottom. In the header section, or in the div, so we have H1, this section is about icons, or this is the about icons section, close H1 tag. You could have a line beneath it in a P tag mentioning that you need the JavaScript at the bottom of the page. You need this bit here. Okay, this is required. And mention the line number or something like that, so that we get in, we go down and make sure we grab that, or even better, you could when you create the themes, you make sure that there's a theme for certain things. Okay, you don't want to have an all-in-one theme. I mean, you could do it, but it's kind of might conflict or might have some problems. Plus, it's heavy to load. You could have like for instance, the contact us page. Where is that? Here. This has a map. No, is it this one? Yeah. This is a map at the bottom, and this page requires that there is a specific set of scripts run to get this data inside. So, but it's not necessary for the other pages. So maybe you create a theme that says maybe 2, 3, or even 4 themes that are specific for a use, okay? And then a lightweight theme that just loads the basics for a standard page that has just a footer and the header and some content on the inside. And then maybe even a page that has everything, if it's possible, for those cases where you have to have everything working. Okay. At the end of the day, it needs to get sliced. Right. So that's what I would like. I would like to have the sections in the pages in one big large page, separated and documented, and put that in in the, where is it? I just had it here, theme files, and then under IOBB folder, one file. Okay. Also, just for your note, when I created these IOBB client signups, so these are the pages right now on the website. So if we were to look at it, it would be iobb.co is the URL, not com, but co. Alright, so this is the chopped down version. I modified the header a bit, got rid of some things, and the footer's modified. Removed some stuff, made it pretty basic. We have a person creating new content for the pages, but in essence, what I would like you to do after you get the theme files done is you're going to create, also when you do your theme, I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place, but I want to make it easy. When you create your themes, you're going to have a footer, maybe right now it's just one footer, that would go in a content holder, okay? The header goes into a content holder, and then those content holders go on a theme file, and the theme file has JavaScript, all the scripts and the CSS stuff and all that kind of thing. Alright, that being said, the menu needs to be created using version 2 menu, so you have menus in here. There's version 1 and version 2. This is old, you can toss this, but the I didn't implement it because it requires a little bit of tweaking to the CSS. So you want to see what that looks like. There's a ton of documents on this, but if you were to go to system, I think it is. Let me verify this really fast. No, not system. It's module templates maybe? Yeah, here. Okay, under module templates, menu, it's default. Okay, these 3 files you're going to copy, and you're going to create a new folder under menu, and whatever you call it is what you call the name of the menu in here. Or is that yeah, well, I gotta create another tab. Let's go back to this new tab. Where is it? Menus. So whatever you call this is what you will call the folder. Okay. Make sure you have each one of these files in there, and if you look at each one of them, alright, so there's tags in here. It's pretty basic. The part that gets a little bit more hairy for me is the JavaScript and how things function. Alright, so you have to see how the original code is for this and how this functions. You're going to have to make sure that the this JavaScript and CSS is implemented into the menu stuff. Okay, so it's documented pretty well, but you're going to have to tweak it. Okay. So this menu should function exactly as the original from the theme. Okay. Same colors, same everything, the same. The reason we want to put it inside of a menu section is because this is a hell of a lot easier to add and add it to than going into multiple pages and doing one over and over and over again. Because once that's done, all I have to do is give it a label and a URL to go to, and the rest is all done. Okay. So that's I think the second or third thing in the list. No, second thing. I already mentioned the predefined code sections. The subscription form stuff. Let's get out of here. Under web forms, this has to do with getting, or is it, here we go, this get in touch stuff, right? Make sure that there is a, we want to keep the look and feel, but assign the form, the BC form to it. There is a trick to do it automatically. It doesn't always work, but I want to mention it to you. If you go to Pages, List View, and so you were to select, I'm not going to just do it, but if you were to select a page, there is extract temp. No, that's not it. It's I'm doing this wrong here. There was a really cool. Let's try this. Let's go here and see if it does it. Actions. Here, optimize content. I think it's optimize content. You know what? I'll look up the video and I'll send it to you. There is a feature in here that what it does is it looks to see any forms that are on a page, and it applies. It automatically creates a web form. That matches the theme. I'm kind of curious. I'll find it for you. Anyway, so we want to make sure we have the forms working. Also the same with the email newsletter sign up part to subscribe. One thing I would like you to do, I guess it doesn't have, we can do it later, forget it, I'm going ahead of myself. So IOBB.com is are these files here, as I mentioned before. Okay, it's got IOBB in front of it. Alright, these are identified because I use the same account as to handle the IBSL website, which you'll be doing eventually too. It's very basic right now. So we want to have a subscription form in the footer for the emails. Alright, and there's probably another one in here someplace. I think on the home page. Could be wrong. Oh no, it's just there. When you create the form for the emails, for the newsletters, what I want you to do is I want you to name the web form IOBB space and then contact us page. Okay, and then when you do the or whatever you want to call, whatever type of form it's for, but put IOBB in front of it. That goes the same for the rest of the naming conventions in here. So anytime you create a page that's for IOBB, make sure you put IOBB in front of it. And then when you do the newsletters, we want to have IOBB in front of all this also. IOBB and then the name of the campaign. IOBB when it comes to mailing lists. IOBB general mailing or general mailing list. IOBB members area. Okay, but make sure that it's got the IOBB naming convention in it. That way it's very easy to find things. When you start doing code, also, don't use numbers in the modules. If you end up using modules, reference the name. Okay, by default it puts the numbers, but if you put in quotes the name of the form or the name of the thing you're using, it's just so much easier to find it to change it later instead of looking up numbers, because numbers are a major pain in the butt. So for instance, if I go to content holders and in the thing I'm looking for content holder 16156, well, I don't see that in here, but it's in here. Why do I know that? Is because it's this one here. Okay, you can tell at the very bottom of the left screen. You'll see the when I hover over it, you'll see the folder ID, the whole content holder ID listed. So you want to make sure that you reference the name, therefore it's simple to find. Alright. If you have any questions, let me know. I think that should get you going. We also want to enable the blog eventually. If you create it, and then just make sure that it's I'll put the task in here for you. It's the last priority right now, but you create the blog, and then you put it in the menu, and then just disable the menu, that menu item, so that you can't see it. So if I was to show you quickly, if I pick one of these, I just say enabled, and I uncheck it so it's no longer visible. Okay. then you just point it, the URL, to the right location, and then when we turn it on, it's already ready to go. But the blog section is under modules, I think. Yeah, here. And you enable, sure. You get to see the posts. Some of this stuff is probably old, but it's pretty basic. It's not WordPress, but it does what it needs to do. The blog theme stuff is excuse me, in module templates. This is the basic blog layout. You can have customized blog layouts, which will probably which is probably a better idea. So instead of using these, you just reference your own TPL file. So you can have TPLs inside TPLs inside TPLs. That should also be in the training you took. If not, let me know and we'll find that someplace. Where was I? So TPL files are the name of the templates, but you can have create as many templates as you like. But by default, it uses this. So when you call the blog, you have to specify the TPL in the module itself. So if I were to go to really quickly here, developer, I'll just do API. Gets me faster. Alright, under modules here, if you click on modules, it's blogs. Okay, see this new name parameter documentation, legacy. So here's the legacy kind. You see ID at the end. Name parameters allows you to actually put this in here. So the template name equals, this is what you want to call it. And all this really is an HTML file. But it's got a tag inside of it. And that tag is, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like content here. I can't remember the name of you have to look it up. But there's a tag that it's used to inject the information. Anyway, item ID, you can specify that, or by name. Do not change. Oh, systems generated, do not change. Anyway, this is the blog stuff, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So you have a blog list, blog post, summary, and tags list. Okay, so all you're going to do is go into the, where is it? Here, blog section, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so not much to it. It's pretty. We're going to take this tag section, category section, recent post section, pop them in place, and then the individual posts. Oops, did it have one? How did I go to it? Okay, single post. Here we go. So here's the comments. Here's the, it's pretty basic, which you can see. You see the tags in here, and this theme, and all you're going to do is implement that into a layout for the blog, and then create a blog page, or create a blog actually. So when you go to modules, you're going to go to blogs, and then say add blog IOBB dash or IOBB blog. So, and then yeah, and you're going to assign that let's back up. Blog details, forgot that part. This is where you assign the template that you're going to create to it. So yeah, but make sure that in the menu item it's not enabled, and I'll put that in here for you right now. And blog. Okay. Anyway, oh, and to get you access to this section here. All right, so this is IOBB. I'll get you the dev login. I would like you to do all your work and put the theme stuff into a separate folder initially, and then take a look at it. Don't inject anything into the CSS file, the fonts file, you know, that anything off the root until we take a look at it and make sure it works right. Okay, because it'll affect these parts. If you have any questions on how to do something, you can always ask Igor. He's been playing with this for quite a while. He doesn't like it, and I'm sure you won't like it either. But the reason that we're using it isn't because it's the greatest. The reason we're using it is because it has the largest number of developer websites or developer firms that are graphic designers that are organized that I know of, that we have access to. So that's the reason we're using it. Okay. Anyway, so if you could do that, that would be great. If you have any questions, please obviously put the comments in the to do, and we'll make sure we get it done. If you have any better ideas on how to manage something, I'm interested. Okay. Alright, thanks a lot.